audience?
My name is Brittany Carter.
Ishmael Rodriguez.
Nora Rodriguez.
Howard. Quania Clements.
And our research question was, what is the correlation between collegiate alcohol consumption and the grade point average of college students? And this was a sample survey that was introduced to the class of 460 Research Methods of Human Services, and it's a sample survey for the Human Services students of Dominguez Hills. So to introduce our topic, we'll have Brittany talk about the background.
This research study is to further investigate if there is a correlation between collegiate alcohol consumption and GPA among college students. Alcohol consumption is common amongst college students and continues to be an ongoing issue and concern for educators and parents. The 2019 National Survey on Drug Use and Health reports of individuals 18 years and older, 85.6% reported drinking in the past month, and 54.9% reported drinking in the past month. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services administrations indicated that 53% of full-time students had drunk in the past month, and of those students, 33% reported binge drinking and 8% reported heavy drinking. Previous research has shown that there is a correlation between alcohol consumption and GPA. Hickson and White found that students who binge drink were 5.9 times more prone to receive lower grades on exams than those who didn't binge drink. Bolin, McClintock, and Pate correlate drinking with lower academic performance. Gardner, Berry, and Marianos found that students with lower GPAs tended to consume more alcohol than those with higher GPAs. Why study this research if previous research has found a correlation between alcohol consumption and GPA? Why is this research still important? Previous research focused on only traditional college students ages 18 through 22. Singleton and Wolfson sample consisted of 52% female, 89% white, and 98% ranged in the ages of 18 to 22. Previous research was conducted among predominantly white populations. Bolin, Pate, and McClintock sample consisted of 33% male, 79% white, 22% Greek affiliated, 67% upperclassmen, and the average age was 22. This research will explore if there is a correlation between alcohol consumption and GPA amongst non-traditional college students of many ages. Our study will include more ethnicities and be diverse. The California State University of Dominguez Hills 2022-2023 fact sheet reports students' demographics and populations as follow: 64.4% female, 35.6% male, 0.1% non-binary, 6.5% Hispanic, 10.8% African American, 7.6% Asian, 6.2% white, 4.8% non-resident, 2.7% unknown, 2% is two or more races, 0.2% Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, and 0.1% American Indian, Alaskan Native. This is important because even if there is only one class being used in the sample, the chances of them being diverse is high.
So, our hypothesis is that we hypothesize that alcohol consumption has varying effects on college students. GPA, our independent variable is alcohol consumption, and our dependent variable is students' GPA. Independent variable alcohol consumption is a variable we will be manipulating and measuring throughout this research project to determine if alcohol has varying effects on college students. The dependent variable, students' GPA, is a variable that is expected to be influenced by the independent variable to determine the effects of alcohol consumption on students' GPAs.
So to test the hypothesis that Izzy talked about, our research design was focused on quantitative surveys. So that's what we conducted them through. So this survey was comprised of 4 questions, 2 per variable. So for our independent variable, alcohol consumption, the first question we asked was, how many alcoholic drinks do you consume in a week? Now, this was measured through a ratio level of measurement, which means that the student would enter in their own values. And the second question was, how would your family or friends rate your alcohol use on a scale of 1 to 5? 1 being none, 2 being mild, 3 being moderate, 4 being severe, and 5 being extremely severe. And this was used by an ordinal level of measurement, which means that the values were already given and the students would just circle one of them. As for our dependent variable, the 2 questions were, what is your current GPA in your major? And this was conducted through a ratio level of measurement. And the second question was, what was your GPA last semester? And this was also conducted through a ratio level of measurement. Now, these 4 questions were introduced to a sample size of 23 students. And through once those students retrieved their results and gave us their results, it was analyzed through the IBM and SPSS software, which stands for Statistical Package for the Social Sciences. And this is basically a data analytical tool that researchers use to analyze data. And our data was analyzed through means of a correlation test.
The demographic table describes 23 of our classmates, and they were divided in by gender, race, and age. Males, gender is male 4, female 19, and race was African Americans was 4, Hispanics was 15, Asian Americans was 1, and mixed was 2, others was 1. And the age group was 20 through 30. That was 12. 31 through 40. That's 8. 41 through 50. And that was 3. The age, race, and gender pie chart shows the percentage which represents by color their population. African Americans in blue, Hispanic Latino in green, Asian American in maroon, mixed in red, and other was in black. We also have a chart, a histogram, and it also shows the age groups. And the other part, I guess it's a bar chart, and it was it measured the male and the females by gender.
These histogram graphs is data from our survey, with the independent variable being how would you rate your current alcohol use, and the dependent variable, what is your overall GPA. The scatter plot results are in. We found no significant connection between both variables, which was for alcohol use and for overall GPAs. We found that there is a non-significant correlation between the independent variable and the dependent variable. R equals 0.031 degree of freedom. N minus 1 equals 22. P greater than 0.05. This study was conducted with a small group of our research method class. It consisted of students that attended Cal State Dominguez. My count consists of 19 females, 4 males, and from the table and chart images, we see that if the students drank more or less, there was still no correlation. The strengths, limitations, and implications. The strengths Inclusion of a diverse survey population that was not filtered, altered, or limited in the selection of the group members. Having a sample survey group that includes college students allows for a more unique and diverse collection of information, which generates the data from a survey of age, ethnic, and racial groups. Convenience and trustworthiness of the survey method using convenient sampling enabled us to receive guaranteed results that were easily accessible. The sample group knew the exact reasons why and the ways their information was going to be utilized, being they were in the class. The limitations research was conducted with a small population. Researching in a size of 23 students isn't enough to represent this topic. Limited details questions were used. Only asking 4 questions lack details is not efficient enough to understand and determine how the 2 variables influence one another. Implications. One research guarantees with the past research suggests there is a correlation between alcohol and grade point average. So they implement programs solely to prevent alcohol consumption based on the limitations of the student's environment to get a bigger picture. This way, future research and programs address all the factors that might influence their alcohol intake and possible decrease grade point average. The conclusions are alcohol has the ability to affect any individual who overly consumes it. As students have admitted that their use of alcohol is very limited, their GPAs are not decreased because alcohol is not affecting their academic studies. To figure out what is affecting their academic studies, more programs such as CSUDH students psychological services can be implemented to collaboratively discuss with the students about why their GPAs have decreased.
And this is the reference page.